Today I'm doing a DJI Osmo Mobile 2 tutorial and how it works with my favorite app, Filmic Pro. Welcome back, I'm Karin Carr, and I teach real estate agents how to get more business from their YouTube channels. I am a proud member of the Industry Syndicate, and I will link to that down below. But today I'm going to be talking about this little baby right here, the DJI Mobile 2. Now last week I did a video on the unboxing and my review of this product. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how I use it. So this is a gimbal. It holds your phone, it lets you video things, and it keeps it from jerking up and down. If you just had a regular selfie stick, it would be very jerky. When you film with this thing, it keeps it from bouncing around. It makes it very smooth. It lets you shoot on location. You can take it with you and vlog as you're walking down the hallway. You can go to a neighborhood and take a whole tour of the neighborhood. You can take listing videos. And this one that I bought comes with this little stand. And now I can just set it down on my desk and I could use it like a selfie stick. It would be just like a tripod and I could film an entire video with my phone in the DJI Mobile 2. But here's my favorite thing. It is this app called Filmic Pro. It is a little bit on the expensive side. It's about 15 bucks, which is kind of expensive for an app for your phone. But the reason why I love it is because it integrates seamlessly with the DJI Osmo Mobile 2. And it gives you tons of control over the camera in this phone. So let me give you a little tutorial on how the Filmic Pro app works so seamlessly with the Osmo Mobile 2 and how I use it. So here's the Filmic Pro app, and when you open it up, hit that little gear icon. The first thing we'll do is go to the resolution. You can film it in 720 or 1080p, you can go to 4K, you can change all these different quality settings. Just know that the better the quality, the larger the file size is going to be. So pick something that's probably a happy medium. Then up at the top, it's going to show you the shape. 16 by 9 is great for YouTube, 1 by 1 is square if you want it for Instagram or Facebook. If you go to the frame rate, this is how many frames per second. I like to shoot in 120 for the frame rate and play back in 60. The only reason I ever do that is if I'm going to be making it into a slow motion clip later. And I'll show you how I do that. But if you film it in 120 frames per second, playback of 60, you get a really super smooth, buttery, slow motion that's not jerky at all. If you're not planning on filming in slow motion, you can do it at a lower frame rate. Now, when you click on the microphone, you want to make sure if you're using a Bluetooth headset, turn the Bluetooth on. Otherwise, you're just going to be using the microphone on the phone. When you click device, I like this button that says save to camera roll. If you save it to your camera roll, when you're done filming, it automatically goes to the camera roll on your phone. You don't have to go look for it within Filmic Pro. So that's my personal preference. I just like saving it to the camera roll. Then if you go to the presets, you can, whoops, new lead coming in, right on. You can save all of these settings as your default. So the next time you don't have to do all of this stuff. It's already saved. This is what you want to make sure you choose, DJI Osmo Mobile. That way the app is speaking directly to the hardware, the Osmo itself. Now let's pick which lens we want to use. You don't actually have any lenses on your camera, right? But within the app, it has different settings, and I like the wide angle lens. Let's try to get as much of the room in the picture as we can. This is what it looks like if you put it in selfie mode. If you put it in telephoto mode, it's self-explanatory. I tend to use the wide angle most of the time. So now let's go take some footage in my house. I'm not at a listing. Let's take some footage using this thing. So the round circle is where you're going to adjust the lighting, and the red rectangle is the focus. You're going to tap in the rectangle and then tap what you want the camera to focus on. You can choose like the pictures on the wall or something in the foreground. And then when you have it where you want it, you tap it again till it turns red. Now it's locked into the focus. For the lighting, put your finger in that circle and slide it up and down, change it around until the lighting is where you want it to be. And then you'll tap on it again to turn it red and lock it into place. What you don't want is to not lock it, and then as you're moving side to side, the lighting is constantly changing. That's not a very professional look, and that's how we not have that happen. So yes, the window is completely blown out right now. Maybe you start it here so that there's very little bit of the window in the frame, and that way you can set the lighting where you want it to be. So again, you tap it till it turns red, then you've got it locked. Now you're ready to start filming. So I like to start at the top and kind of do a slow pan down. And then maybe I'll go to the left and I'll slide to the right. All I'm doing is holding the gimbal in my hand and walking around the room doing lots of different shots. So now, okay, I've got to change the lighting. So you unlock it, move it around till you get the lighting correct, and then tap it to turn it red and lock again. This time I squatted down on the floor and then I stood up. So really this is not anything that requires a ton of skill, but it looks so much better than taking the photos that your photographer took and stitching them together into a little montage with music set behind it. This is actual video, and I think people are savvy enough now that they understand the difference between a slideshow and video. So you just come back to your computer, import it, slow it down to 50% of the speed, and look how nice and smooth it looks. I think this looks terrific, especially for a DIY project. I could have messed with the lighting more on this one. It's a little bit dark, but overall, I think this looks really, really nicely done. So that was my DJI Osmo Mobile 2 tutorial. I get a lot of business from my YouTube channel. It's kind of miraculous at how well it works. So if you haven't seen any of my other videos on how exactly to attract business, I want you to watch this video right up here. I'm going to tell you what you need to do in order to attract business from your YouTube channel. Because let's face it, if you're making all this video content, but it's not giving you any business, then what's the point? The whole goal is not to be YouTube famous. The goal is to have prospects call you and say, I want to hire you, please. Can you come over tomorrow? If you haven't already joined my free Facebook group, you should do that. Just go on Facebook and search for YouTube for Real Estate Agents. If you want to start connecting with other real estate agents that are using YouTube to grow their businesses. And if you need some other things to watch, you can watch this one, or you could watch this one, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. See you next Thursday.